Welcome back to the channel. What if I told you that the 1988 penny in your pocket could be worth more than a fancy dinner out, or even a new gadget? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, you might want to think again. In this video, we're uncovering the surprising secrets behind the 1988 US penny and why some of them have become prized possessions for collectors. Let's start with the basics. The 1988 US penny, officially called the Lincoln cent, is a coin that most of us encounter daily. Like other pennies of its era, it features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. These designs are part of a long legacy that began in 1909, marking the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Now, while billions of these pennies were minted in 1988, not all of them are created equal. Some of these coins have unique features or errors that make them extremely valuable. Before we get into the rare and valuable versions of this coin, let's take a closer look at the specifications of the standard 1988 penny. Composition: made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, weighing 2.5 grams, mint marks. Pennies from 1988 were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D, and San Francisco, marked with an S. For proof coins, design elements. The words, "In God We Trust," arc above Lincoln's profile, with "Liberty" on the left and the year, 1988, on the right. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial appears in fine detail, and if you look closely, you can even see a tiny engraving of Lincoln seated inside the rare 1988 RDV 006 penny. Now, here's where it gets interesting. One of the most valuable versions of the 1988 penny is known as the RDV 006 error penny. What does that mean? Let's break it down. RDV stands for Reverse Design Variety, and the 006 indicates a specific type of design. This error occurred because a die, the tool used to stamp the design onto the coin, meant for the 1989 penny, was accidentally used to strike some 1988 pennies. The key difference lies in the detail around the FG initials, those of Frank Gasparo, the designer of the reverse side. On a standard 1988 penny, the FG initials are positioned differently than on a 1989 penny. The RDV 006 penny features the reverse design intended for 1989, making it a fascinating and valuable transitional error. How valuable, you ask? Depending on its condition, a 1988 RDV 006 penny can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. How to identify the 1988 RDV 006 penny? So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare pennies? Here's what to do: inspect the reverse side, look closely at the FG initials near the base of the Lincoln Memorial. If the spacing and style match the design of a 1989 penny, you may have a rare find. Use a magnifying glass. Since the differences are subtle, a magnifying glass or loupe is essential for spotting the details. Compare with known examples. Search online for images of the 1988 RDV 006 penny to familiarize yourself with its unique characteristics. If you think you found one, have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This step is crucial for verifying its authenticity and determining its value. Other valuable 1988 pennies: even if your 1988 penny isn't an RDV 006 error, it could still be valuable. Collectors also prize coins in excellent condition or with unusual features. Here are a few things to look for. High-grade coins. A 1988 penny in mint state condition with a bright, lustrous surface can fetch a premium price. Look for coins graded MS-65 or higher. Die, cracks or cuds. These are minting errors where parts of the coin appear raised or cracked due to imperfections in the die. Off-center strikes. Coins that are not properly aligned during minting can result in a striking error, which is highly collectible. Where to look for 1988 pennies? You don't need to be a professional collector to find valuable pennies. Here's how you can start your search. Search your change. Check your spare change jars, pockets, or piggy banks. buy coin rolls, purchase rolls of pennies from the bank and search through them systematically. Visit coin shops or flea markets. Sometimes, rare coins can turn up in unexpected places. Online auctions. If you're serious about finding specific varieties, online platforms like eBay can be a good resource. Just be sure to buy from reputable sellers. The value of 1988 pennies today. The value of a 1988 penny depends on its condition, rarity, and any unique features. Standard pennies are worth face value, but coins with errors or in pristine condition can command much higher prices. Here's a quick rundown. Circulated 1988 pennies, typically worth 1 cent. High-grade uncirculated coins, worth $5 to $20 or more. RDV 006 error pennies, valued between $300 and $1,000 plus, depending on condition. Why collect pennies? Collecting pennies isn't just about finding rare coins. It's a fun and educational hobby that connects us to history and teaches us about the minting process. Plus, who doesn't love the thrill of discovering a hidden treasure? The 1988 penny is a fascinating coin with more than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's worth taking a closer look at the coins in your pocket. Who knows? You might be holding a small piece of history, and a big payday. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin collecting tips and stories. And let us know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable penny in your change? Imagine holding a penny in your hand, a coin so common, so ordinary, that most of us wouldn't give it a second thought. But what if I told you that this humble penny from 1970 could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars? Sounds impossible, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1970 US penny and what makes certain variations of this coin an absolute treasure for collectors. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be inspired to go digging through your change jar. Who knows? You could have a small fortune hiding in plain sight. The 1970 US penny is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, a coin that has been a staple of American currency since 1909. With its timeless design featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, this coin has been produced in the billions. But in 1970, something truly unique happened that would forever set some of these pennies apart. To understand why this year's penny is so special, let's take a quick trip back in time. The 1970s was a turbulent yet transformative decade for America. From social changes to technological advancements, it was a time of both upheaval and progress. And in the world of coin minting, the U.S. Mint was producing coins at breakneck speed to keep up with the demands of a growing economy. At first glance, the 1970 penny might seem like just another piece of copper-coated zinc. Weighing 3.11 grams and featuring the same 95% copper and 5% zinc composition as pennies minted before 1982, it's easy to dismiss it as ordinary. But as with so many treasures, the real value lies in the details. One key detail that sets the 1970 penny apart is its mint mark. In 1970, pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The San Francisco minted pennies are marked with an S below the date, and these are the ones that collectors are particularly excited about. Why? Because of a rare and highly valuable error known as the double die. The 1970 S double die penny is one of the most famous error coins in U.S. history. What's a double die, you ask? It's a minting error where parts of the coin's design appear to be doubled due to a misalignment during the engraving process. On the 1970 S penny, this doubling is most noticeable on the words, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 1970. Spotting a double die error takes a keen eye and sometimes a magnifying glass or loupe. But trust us, it's worth the effort. These pennies are so rare and sought after that they've sold for thousands of dollars at auction. One particularly high-grade example fetched over $20,000, but wait, how can you tell if your 1970 penny is the elusive doubled die error? The first step is to carefully examine the coin under magnification. Look closely at the lettering and numbers. True doubling will appear as distinct, overlapping designs, unlike the flatter and more subtle doubling caused by machine errors, which are much more common. If you think you've found a winner, the next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations will evaluate your coin, assign it a grade based on its condition, and confirm whether it's the real deal. A high-grade 1970s double die penny in pristine condition could dramatically increase its value. Even if your 1970 penny isn't a double die error, don't lose hope. There are other factors that can make your coin valuable. For example, pennies in exceptionally high grades, those that look as if they just left the mint, can still be worth significantly more than face value. Coins with unique features, such as unusual toning or minor errors like die cracks, can also fetch a premium. So, if you're going through your change and come across a shiny 1970 penny, don't overlook it. It could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent now. You might be wondering, where can I find a 1970 penny? The answer is simple: everywhere. Check your pocket change, search through old jars of coins, or even visit your local coin shop or flea market. Another great option is to buy rolls of pennies from the bank and search through them systematically. It's a bit like a treasure hunt, and the more coins you examine, the better your chances of striking gold, or, in this case, copper. If you're looking to buy a 1970s double die penny outright, be sure to do your research and purchase from a reputable dealer. Counterfeits do exist, and you'll want to ensure you're getting a genuine piece of history. As time marches on, coins like the 1970s double die penny are becoming increasingly rare. Many have been lost to circulation or damaged beyond recognition, making those that remain all the more valuable. For collectors, the thrill of finding one of these coins is unmatched, and for investors, it's an opportunity to own a piece of numismatic history. The 1970 penny is a perfect example of how even the smallest, most unassuming items can hold incredible value. It's a reminder to always look closely at the details and never take anything for granted, especially when it comes to coins. So, the next time you find a penny on the ground or pull one out of your pocket, take a closer look. That tiny coin could be a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. And if you do find a rare 1970 penny, be sure to share your story with us in the comments. We'd love to hear about your discoveries. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more coin collecting tips, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore some of the most valuable coins ever minted in US history. You won't believe the jaw-dropping prices they've fetched at auction. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your piggy bank be full of surprises. End screen, links to related videos, subscribe button animation, and a challenge. Check your change today and let us know if you find any 1970 pennies. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments. Imagine holding a penny in your hand, a coin so common, so ordinary, that most of us wouldn't give it a second thought. But what if I told you that this humble penny from 1970 could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars? Sounds impossible, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1970 US penny and what makes certain variations of this coin an absolute treasure for collectors. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be inspired to go digging through your change jar. Who knows? You could have a small fortune hiding in plain sight. The 1970 US penny is part of the iconic Lincoln Cent series, a coin that has been a staple of American currency since 1909. With its timeless design featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, this coin has been produced in the billions. But in 1970, something truly unique happened that would forever set some of these pennies apart. To understand why this year's penny is so special, let's take a quick trip back in time. The 1970s was a turbulent yet transformative decade for America. From social changes to technological advancements, it was a time of both upheaval and progress. And in the world of coin minting, the U.S. Mint was producing coins at breakneck speed to keep up with the demands of a growing economy. At first glance, the 1970 penny might seem like just another piece of copper-coated zinc. Weighing 3.11 grams and featuring the same 95% copper and 5% zinc composition as pennies minted before 1982, it's easy to dismiss it as ordinary. But as with so many treasures, the real value lies in the details. One key detail that sets the 1970 penny apart is its mint mark. In 1970, pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The San Francisco minted pennies are marked with an S below the date, and these are the ones that collectors are particularly excited about. Why? Because of a rare and highly valuable error known as the double die. The 1970 double die penny is one of the most famous error coins in U.S. history. What's a double die, you ask? It's a minting error where parts of the coin's design appear to be doubled due to a misalignment during the engraving process. On the 1970 penny, this doubling is most noticeable on the words, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 1970. Spotting a double die error takes a keen eye and sometimes a magnifying glass or loupe. But trust us, it's worth the effort. These pennies are so rare and sought after that they've sold for thousands of dollars at auction. One particularly high-grade example fetched over $20,000, but wait, how can you tell if your 1970 penny is the elusive doubled die error? The first step is to carefully examine the coin under magnification. Look closely at the lettering and numbers. True doubling will appear as distinct, overlapping designs, unlike the flatter and more subtle doubling caused by machine errors, which are much more common. If you think you've found a winner, the next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations will evaluate your coin, assign it a grade based on its condition, and confirm whether it's the real deal. A high-grade 1970 double die penny in pristine condition could dramatically increase its value. Even if your 1970 penny isn't a double die error, don't lose hope. There are other factors that can make your coin valuable. For example, pennies in exceptionally high grades, those that look as if they just left the mint, can still be worth significantly more than face value. Coins with unique features, such as unusual toning or minor errors like die cracks, can also fetch a premium. What if I told you the humble penny sitting in your pocket could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1998 US penny, a coin that's become a sleeper hit in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're a collector or someone who just casually tosses their spare change into a jar, you'll want to know the secrets of this tiny treasure. And by the end of this video, you might just be inspired to start digging through your change for a life-changing discovery. Let's set the stage. The 1998 penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, a design that's been a staple of American currency since 1909. These coins are so common that billions are produced each year. But what most people don't realize is that among those billions, a few remarkable errors and variations slipped through the cracks, making them extraordinarily valuable. And today, we're zeroing in on one of the most intriguing variations, the elusive 1998 wide AM penny. So, what makes this coin so special? Why are collectors willing to shell out thousands of dollars for a single penny? Stick around, and we'll uncover all the details. From understanding the history and design of this coin to spotting the unique features that set it apart, we've got everything you need to know to possibly stumble upon a small fortune in your pocket change. The 1998 penny may look ordinary at first glance, but its story is anything but. By the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint was churning out billions of pennies every year to keep up with demand. These coins, made of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, featured the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a design every American is familiar with, and yet, it's also the perfect hiding place for a rare treasure. Hidden among the masses of 1998 pennies are a few that stand out. And no, they're not made of gold or studded with diamonds. Instead, it's a small, subtle detail that makes all the difference, one that's easy to overlook unless you know exactly what to look for. So, what's this secret feature? It's something called the wide AM design, and it's a tiny change that makes a massive impact on the coin's value. Here's the scoop: most 1998 pennies were minted with what's called a close AM design. That means the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin are nearly touching. But for reasons still debated by collectors and historians, a small number of 1998 pennies were struck with a wide AM design. In these rare coins, the letters A and M have a noticeable gap between them. This design was intended for proof coins, special coins made for collectors, not for regular circulation. And yet, somehow, a few of these proof dies were used to mint regular pennies, creating one of the most sought-after errors in modern coin collecting. Think about it: a simple gap between two letters is all it takes to turn a penny worth 1 cent into a coin valued at hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But how can you tell if your penny is a wide AM? It's easier than you might think. To identify a 1998 wide AM penny, you'll want to grab a magnifying glass or even a jeweler's loupe. Flip the coin over to the reverse side and focus on the word America. If the letters A and M are spaced apart, congratulations. You might have a wide AM penny. Another clue lies in the initials FG near the Lincoln Memorial. On wide AM pennies, these initials are sharper and more detailed compared to their close AM counterparts, but here's the kicker: finding a wide AM penny isn't just about spotting the gap. To truly unlock its value, the coin needs to be authenticated and graded by professionals. Services like PCGS or NGC can confirm the coin's authenticity and assign it a grade based on its condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. So, how much is a 1998 wide AM penny actually worth? The answer depends on its condition. Coins that have been in circulation but are still in decent shape can fetch between $100 and $500. But if your coin is in near-perfect condition, what collectors call mint state, it could sell for over $2,000 at auction. In fact, the record price for a 1998 wide AM penny is over $3,000. That's a pretty incredible return on investment for something you might find in your couch cushions. Even if you don't stumble upon a wide AM penny, don't be discouraged. There are other 1998 pennies with unique features that can still be worth a pretty penny, pun intended. Coins with minor errors like die cracks, off-center strikes, or unusual toning can also be valuable, especially if they're in high-grade condition. These quirks make every coin hunt exciting, as you never know what hidden gem you might uncover. So, how do you improve your chances of finding a 1998 wide AM penny? Start by checking your change. Every time you receive a handful of pennies, take a closer look. Bank rolls are another great option. These rolls often contain coins that have been out of circulation for years, making them prime territory for rare finds. Flea markets, coin shops, and even online auctions can also be treasure troves for those willing to put in the effort. As time marches on, coins like the 1998 wide AM penny become harder to find. Their rarity only increases their appeal, making them a cornerstone of modern coin collecting. They're not just valuable, they're a tangible piece of history, a testament to the quirks and imperfections of the minting process. So, what's the takeaway here? The 1998 penny is more than just a coin, it's a reminder that sometimes, the most extraordinary treasures are hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who enjoys the thrill of discovery, it's always worth taking a closer look at your pocket change. Who knows? That penny you've been ignoring might just be the key to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and share your stories in the comments. Have you ever found a rare coin? Or are you inspired to start searching? And don't miss our next video, where we reveal the most valuable pennies of the 1990s. You won't believe how much they're worth. Until next time, happy hunting. What if I told you that the penny sitting in your pocket right now could be worth not just a few dollars but hundreds, thousands, or even millions? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1966 US penny, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance but hides secrets that could change the way you think about spare change forever. Could you already have a fortune in your pocket? Stick around because, by the end of this video, you'll know how to identify a 1966 penny of incredible value, understand its mysterious history, and find out if you could be the lucky owner of this hidden treasure. The story of the 1966 penny begins during a tumultuous time in American history. The 1960s weren't just about cultural revolutions, the US Mint was facing a crisis of its own. In the mid-1960s, a nationwide coin shortage created chaos. People were hoarding silver coins due to rising silver prices, leaving the mint scrambling to meet the demand for everyday currency. Enter the Coinage Act of 1965, a pivotal moment in numismatic history. This legislation temporarily removed mint marks from coins, including the humble penny, in an attempt to discourage hoarding and ensure coins stayed in circulation. But why does this matter for the 1966 penny? Without mint marks, identifying where a coin was struck became impossible, creating an aura of mystery around these coins. What seemed like a practical decision at the time inadvertently gave the 1966 penny a unique identity. And here's where things get even more interesting. This coin was produced in massive quantities, yet certain versions of it are incredibly rare. Why? That's what we're about to uncover. At first glance, the 1966 penny looks like any other Lincoln cent. It features Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. But as any seasoned collector will tell you, the devil is in the details. This coin, made mostly of copper with a small percentage of zinc, weighs just over 3 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Sounds straightforward, right? Not so fast. Even the tiniest variations in this coin's design or composition can mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth a fortune. Take, for example, its luster. A well-preserved 1966 penny with a bright, original finish can already fetch a premium. But that's just scratching the surface. Hidden among the millions of these coins are rare variations and errors that collectors will pay handsomely to acquire. Did you know that certain 1966 pennies with minting errors have sold for thousands of dollars at auction? It's true. Let's break down the most sought-after errors. First, there's the double die error, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. This mistake can affect the lettering, Lincoln's profile, or even the Lincoln Memorial itself, making these coins highly collectible. Next, we have off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, creating a coin with part of its surface blank. These errors are both visually striking and valuable. And then there are die cracks, tiny lines or breaks in the coin's surface caused by a damaged die during production. Each of these errors tells a story of how this coin survived the chaotic minting process, making them treasures for collectors. But here's the kicker: even if your 1966 penny doesn't have an error, it could still be worth big money. Why? It all comes down to its condition and rarity. The value of a 1966 penny depends largely on its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from good, where details are heavily worn, to mint state, where the coin looks as pristine as the day it was struck. A 1966 penny in mint state can be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars, even without any errors. How do you determine the grade of your coin? Start by examining it closely under good lighting, using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look for signs of wear on Lincoln's face and the Lincoln Memorial. If the details are sharp and the coin has a bright, reflective surface, you might have a high-grade coin. To ensure accuracy, consider sending your penny to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can certify your coin and provide documentation of its value. So, what if you don't already have a 1966 penny? Don't worry, there are plenty of ways to find one. Check your change. Yes, seriously. While rare, these pennies can occasionally turn up in circulation. You can also search coin rolls from banks, a practice known as coin roll hunting. Another option is to visit flea markets, estate sales, or coin shops, where you might stumble upon a hidden gem. If you prefer to search online, platforms like eBay and specialized numismatic auction sites offer a wide range of 1966 pennies. But beware of scams. Look for sellers with good reputations, and don't hesitate to ask for clear photos and details about the coin's condition before making a purchase. Remember, knowledge is your best defense against overpaying or buying a counterfeit. As time goes on, the demand for coins like the 1966 penny continues to grow. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to the history and rarity of these coins, driving up their value. Some experts predict that the numismatic market will only heat up in the coming years, making now the perfect time to start or expand your collection. Imagine owning a piece of history that not only tells a story but also has the potential to appreciate in value over time. Could the 1966 penny in your pocket be your ticket to a small fortune? Maybe not, but it's always worth taking a closer look. Coins like this are a reminder that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the story of the 1966 penny is a testament to the enduring allure of numismatics. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of rare coins. And here's a teaser for our next video. What if I told you there's a penny even rarer and more valuable than this one? Join us next time as we uncover the shocking truth about the rarest pennies in US history. You won't want to miss it. ChatGPT can. What if I told you that one of the most ordinary-looking coins in circulation could be worth over $100,000? Yes, a single penny that you might have unknowingly spent on a piece of gum or left sitting in a jar could be your ticket to a small fortune. Intrigued? Today, we're diving deep into the captivating story of the 1969 US penny, a coin that has sparked a frenzy among collectors and investors alike. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to identify the rare versions of this coin, the history that makes it so special, and whether you might be holding onto a hidden treasure without even knowing it. The 1969 penny isn't just any coin, it's a piece of history. First introduced as part of the Lincoln Cent series in 1909, the penny was meant to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. But 1969 was no ordinary year for the U.S. Mint. During this time, the Mint faced unique challenges and created a coin that would later go down in numismatic history. While millions of these pennies were produced, something extraordinary happened at the San Francisco Mint that year, an event that transformed an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible. You might be wondering, what's the secret behind the 1969 penny's allure? To understand that, we first need to examine its design and specifications. Like other Lincoln cents minted from 1959 to 2008, the 1969 penny features Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse, while the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to one of America's most beloved presidents. Weighing 3.11 grams and composed of 95% copper with 5% zinc, it might seem unremarkable at first glance. But what sets this coin apart is not what's immediately visible. It's a rare error, hidden in plain sight, that has collectors around the world on a relentless hunt. This brings us to the crown jewel of the 1969 penny saga, the famous 1969's double die error. Imagine examining your pocket change and discovering that the text on one of your pennies appears doubled. That's exactly what happened with a small number of pennies minted in San Francisco in 1969. Known as the double die, this error occurs when a coin's design is struck twice, slightly off-center, creating a ghostly doubling effect. The most noticeable areas of doubling on the 1969's penny are on the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1969. But here's the kicker, this error is so rare that authentic examples have sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. In some cases, collectors have paid over $100,000 for a single 1969's double die penny in pristine condition. Just imagine, one tiny mistake at the mint, one overlooked coin in a pile of change, could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. So how can you tell if you've struck gold, or copper, in this case? Identifying a 1969's double die penny requires a keen eye and a bit of knowledge. Start by looking for the S mint mark, which indicates the coin was minted in San Francisco. Then, examine the lettering and numbers closely with a magnifying glass or loupe. Genuine double die pennies show clear, distinct doubling, not to be confused with machine doubling, which is much more common and far less valuable, but spotting the error is just the beginning. To truly unlock the value of your coin, you'll need to have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations specialize in verifying the authenticity of rare coins and assigning them a grade based on their condition. A higher grade can significantly increase a coin's value, turning a few $100s into tens of thousands or more. Now, let's say you don't have the elusive double die error. Don't despair, your 1969 penny could still be worth something. High-grade coins in exceptional condition, even without errors, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50. And some coins with unique characteristics, like unusual toning or small die cracks, might attract collectors willing to pay a premium. The key is to know what to look for and to keep an eye out for those subtle details that set a coin apart. So, how do you find one of these potentially life-changing pennies? The good news is that 1969 pennies are still relatively easy to come by. Start by checking your loose change, rummaging through old coin jars, or rolling through bank rolls. If you're serious about coin hunting, consider visiting local coin shops, flea markets, or even browsing online marketplaces. Just be cautious, there are plenty of fakes and altered coins out there, so always verify the authenticity of any purchase. As we look to the future, the 1969 penny's value is only expected to rise. With each passing year, fewer of these coins remain in circulation, making them even more desirable to collectors. The excitement of finding a rare coin, combined with the increasing demand for historical artifacts, ensures that the 1969 penny will remain a hot commodity for years to come. And that brings us to the ultimate question: could the 1969 penny in your pocket be the one that changes your life? Maybe it's not sitting in plain sight right now, but it's out there, waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, the story of the 1969 penny is a reminder of the hidden treasures that surround us every day. If you enjoyed this dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever found a rare coin? Do you think you might have a valuable 1969 penny hiding somewhere? Let us know, we'd love to hear your stories, and if you think this was exciting, wait until you see our next video, where we uncover the rarest Lincoln cents of all time. Some of them have sold for millions, and their stories will leave you speechless. Until then, happy hunting, and remember, the next time you pick up a penny, it just might be worth more than you ever imagined.